So far, we haven't talked about Manchester United. We will now. George and Devon.
Hi, Alan. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, George.
I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago. Actually, no, it was the beginning of October, just after the Sunderland game. I don't know if you remember it.
I remember all the callers to the programme.
I bet you do. I came out with quite a loud statement about Valencia and Nani.
Yeah, I do remember.
I said Valencia was a bit of a waste of time. I'd like to obviously rephrase that now. I think the games I've got up and seen this season, particularly the majority of the games, he's actually looking really, really good.
He's certainly settling in more.
I'm really, really upbeat about that, to be honest. But my negative today, obviously, was, yet again, they're shipping goals. I know the defence is missing. I think a certain team selection could have been better. There was certain players available, particularly Richie DeLate. He quite easily could have gone in the centre. And Fabio, that came on after 57 minutes, could have also gone in the centre.
George, who did he play? Who did Sir Alex play in the centre of defence today? Now, I know there are a lot of absentees, but who was playing there? Presumably Carrick.
It was Carrick and Fletcher.
Carrick and Fletcher in the centre of defence.
I'm not being rude. It's a laugh. It's total a joke, really. And the thing is, I don't know. I always feel like saying, let's give the title to Chelsea, because we want the title so much at Old Trafford, and we want to be the first team ever to win it 4 years in a row. And he does this. The other possibility, what he could have done, I'm not saying he should have, is we've got a Northern Ireland international in our reserves. Corey Evans, he could have come in, made his debut, and that's a big game for him to make his debut. But surely it's better to play someone that's a natural defensive centre than a midfield centre.
Well, George, you know, I've seen United's last two games. I didn't see today's. I saw the Villa game, and Villa were very good, but United were very poor. Yeah. And then I saw Mick McCarthy, very sadly in my view, because I rate Mick, wave the white flag with his selection for Wolves. When, you know, United are vulnerable at the moment because of all these absentees.
As I said last time, the problem is we've sold probably the best player we've had in 3 or 4 years in Ronaldo. And he used to kill the small teams off. So even I admit that now. And obviously the thing with Ferguson, I don't think he's going to bring anyone in January now. And he's waiting. It's all about, let's see what we can get by. Let's see what we can get by. And as I said earlier, as I said last time, or what I think, is if other teams had the same amount of injuries we have, particularly Chelsea, losing Rio Ferdinand for us for on and off this season is probably as big as Chelsea losing John Terry if they did. I just don't know how well other teams would cope. I think we haven't coped that bad considering.
Well, George, Sir Alex said a couple of interesting things leading up to the game last week against Villa. He said, that the money for the Ronaldo sale is available. And he could have spent it in the summer, and he might spend it if he wants to in January. But what he said, and this is where I agree with him, he says you get poor value for money at the moment. And that's because of the likes of Manchester City, throwing mega money around, paying way over the top for players. They're inflating the prices. But having said all that, if he has money, I really do think you need another striker, and I do think you need more invention in midfield.
What I would say is obviously a lot of it is down to just what's available at the time, I guess. But the problem is, because we've got Ronaldo at such a cheap price, he continually seems to be trying to find the next big thing. But I'd rather have an established player who's probably, as goes far to say, as one of the weakest teams we've ever had. I've been a Manchester United fan for 18 years, and it's just numerous times this season, it's just dilapidating. We seem to have a load of half-decent, half stars, if you know what I mean. I like to call them certain players that 10 years ago, if it was the same team, wouldn't even get near our bench.
OK, George, thank you very much indeed. I want to bring in another United fan. He's John, nearby in Salford. Hi, John.